Hi there, wig friends. I'm Nikki and welcome back to my channel. You are all in for a special treat today because I have a wig review for you. Well, that may not be a big surprise for most of you since that is what I dedicate my channel primarily to, but just so you know, I am working on some other content. It's just so many wigs I have to get through, but after all, 2022 is almost over, which is insane to think about, and I do pre-film, so who knows, maybe you'll get this after, but I am going to be bringing you my favorites of the wigs that I reviewed for the year coming up, and I have some other content I'm working on, so you definitely need to join the party going on here and subscribe. Click the button. Make sure you also click that little bell so you will get notified and not miss any of my uploads. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. I greatly do appreciate it. So anyway, this wig I have on my head right here, this girl is who I'm revealing today. Yeah. Make sure you watch all the way through. You don't want to miss anything I have to say because I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about her. And in return, I love to hear your thoughts. So in the comments, give me your respectful feedback. Also, if there's a wig you'd like me to review, just jot that down in there as well, and I will happily look into it for you. So let's get started. And I always start off showing you what I'm wearing for my eyeshadow look. So today I am wearing the Midnight palette from Beauty Bay. Here it is. 42 purple and blue shades, and they popped in a black there too. So really big palette, lots of colors. Also too, I am wearing a glitter from With Love Cosmetics, and it's this one right here, and the shade name is Orchid. I had to go with a look that would match what I'm wearing today because, yeah. All right, so who I have today is a wig from Laude & Co. and she is in the style Becky. She is a lace front, actually HD lace front, and I have her in the color OL Raspberry. She does, of course, come available in a few other colors. They list on the back or right there. She's available in obviously some vivids and some of the natural colors as well. Let's see here. So what it says on the stock card is that she has an antibacterial cap, natural baby hair. She also has a flex fit cap, and she is heat safe, but we just don't know to what temperature. But I picked her up from Ebonyline for $26.99, and that is another great price point. You cannot beat that. But for those of you who do not know, Laude & Co. is a sister company of Bobbi Boss. So just like Vichy and Motown Tress and Free Tress Equal and Model, they're the same companies. So this girl here has a sister out there, a twin from Bobbi Boss, and I know I can picture the look, I just can't think of the name. I don't know, but she's got a sister out there. So anyway, I will say something though. It mentioned, again, that she has the antibacterial cap, and usually those caps won't have the wefts being seen. Yet, as you saw just a moment ago with the inside cap construction, you can see the wefts. So it kind of has me thrown off guard as to how this is a flex fit cap. I'm not a flex fit, but I mean antibacterial cap. So I don't know. I don't understand that, but if that's what it says, I'll take their word for it. I'm just confused on it, that's all. But let's talk about the color, because I don't do vivids all that often. Doesn't mean I don't like them. They just really aren't for me, especially since I'm a little bit of an older woman. But hey, it's my younger side coming out. And I don't think there's any age rules for that. There really isn't. Do what you want to do, wear what you like. But it's just for my personal choice. That's why I usually don't wear them. And not only that, but they usually look very wiggy. And this one doesn't, because this color is just so well done. It's not super shiny. It has a natural type of luster. So it really looks like you got your hair colored like this at the salon, but just this raspberry and purple, it's so pretty. You do have what looks like a little bit of a 1B mixed in there, and then the purple, and then you have this kind of like a fuchsia pink. So it looks so gorgeous. Just the tones together with the contrast and then the blending. I wonder how much this would cost if you got it done in an actual salon. I'm guessing $500 plus, something like that. But obviously it depends on what your natural hair color is too, but still, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I love it. I really love it. I saw it reviewed on somebody else's channel, and then I was like, you know what? I got to get it in that color. Let's give it a whirl. And I had to do my makeup to match it too. So I'm very much in love with this color. She feels really, really nice. She's very soft. There's a little touch of silkiness in there, but just the right amount of coarseness that you would expect. So that way she feels like real human hair. Feels like it's very well taken care of, like healthy human hair. So that's very important too. I'd say her length, 24 to maybe 26 inches, probably 24. I'm going to go with 24. You know, it is a guesstimate, and it can vary based upon your height too. So make sure you always keep that in mind. But layers, really do like the layers. Obviously, this would be one of the shorter ones aside from this here. She kind of has this beautiful longer curtain bang that just swoops over like this, and I love that. This side seems to be a little bit more cooperative than this one though, but it's not anything I will cry in my sleep over or nothing like that. It's still fine. It still looks really pretty. I do love that. This is the type of style I really like too, just the way it, you know, frames the face that way out, and you know, it's beautiful. Okay, it's just really beautiful. But let's take a look at her from the side and the back before we go any further. And we're spinning around. All right, so all the hair to the front, she has this amazing density. So look at that. That is very appropriate. What we'd expect most people's hair to be. I think that if they made it more dense, then obviously she would be much more full, which would be very, very pretty. But this is much more natural looking. And not only that, but it helps you for maintenance on her, because look, just run your fingers through. I mean, she just has these very soft waves, so you're not going to get a whole lot of tangles on it when you can just, look at that, all the way through the hair. My fingers fit because she's not super full. She has this really beautiful body too. You know, I like to do the little bounce so you can see what I'm talking about. Once again, very natural, and that's what I really like about her. And then too, because once again, when you have colors like this, sometimes that shine can make it look more wiggy. Well, so can the density and everything. It can just not look natural, but this really does. But I'm just using my fingers to comb through her. That's just my preference. I usually do. But for her, you can use a brush, a wide tooth comb, whatever suits your fancy. Anything will work, but you don't really have to futz with her much. Like, once again though, this side right here just doesn't quite match this side, but I've been taking a round brush to try to get it, and it still just wants to go like this. So I'm just not going to worry about it. It's not anything major, as I already mentioned. But other than that, you really don't have to do anything with her. So I think this style is perfect for pretty much almost anything. Of course, the color will make a different determination with that, but the style itself, definitely great for everything that you might want to have some beautiful natural looking hair for and not have to worry about it. She's not really shedding either. I'm not familiar, or I'm not very familiar with Vivids. I've tried a few, so I don't really know if they tend to shed more than others or not, but yeah, I'm not worried about with her. Very minimal shedding. I like the fact too that she's a center part. I think that's perfect for this style. I didn't try to shift her. I mean, I think maybe if you did, she would look really pretty that way too. Then you'd have a more dramatic swoop, but I'm not sure, you might be able to shift her actually. You might. I obviously didn't try it, but it's possible. She doesn't have any ear tabs. But obviously I'm just gonna wear her like this for now. And the parting space, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think it could be opened up just a little bit more. I had to put a few coats of powder on there just to get it to look like this. But right here, it's not so bad. It's when you get here. And a lot of times too, when you have colors like this, it does make it not look as natural. So sometimes you do have to play around with the part. But the depth is pretty good. I don't mind it. I think it would have been fine if it would have just gone to here. That's just an opinion of mine. It's still good for the depth. But it's just the width that I'm mostly worried about. So you might have to futz around with that a little bit if you want to pluck it some more to open that up, or just keep adding some powder or concealer, whatever it is that you like to use, just to get that to look a little bit more realistic. She does lay very flat though. I do like that. And then the baby hairs, hang on, let me grab some. This is a lot of the baby hairs. They obviously got 86'd because they were really long and they were like sticking up because they were super thick too. So they were curling up like this. Those of you who wear wigs a lot know what I'm talking about. But it just looked really weird. If you want to lay them down, I think even that they would have been too much and too long. So I can see what they were getting at, wanting to make sure that you could, you know, do whatever you want with them. So I do like the fact that they made them long enough to where you could trim them and customize them accordingly. But just keep in mind, you probably will have to do some type of customization with them, because if you just leave them as is, that's going to look very wiggy. But this, it's not the greatest. I trimmed them to my liking just because this is how I would have my normal baby hairs look when I part my hair. So on me, this looks decent. But just another thing to keep in mind. So I don't mind it like this then. I think that looks more natural on me, of course. But she's not pre-plucked, which is fine. So I didn't have to add any powder along the edges here, but you got a little bit of lift up, so I don't think she's one you really have to think about gluing down. But you can see that that fit is really nice. So she's covering up most of my natural edges. I got a little bit right there of my own, but this is another way this is out of sight, out of mind. Shorter wigs are the ones I usually have to worry about, but look at that. That's decent. This could probably have a little bit more work, but it's in with the rest of the hair, so I'm not worried about it. I was more concerned about up here at the start of the part on the forehead, but I'll just lift this up one more time to show you that the fit is pretty good, and for not being pre-plucked, it's not bad. It really isn't. So again, I would say she might be one you could shift if you want to change it up a little bit. I'm not guaranteeing it though, I'm just letting you know, but I think she is one that you might be able to try doing it with. And she is fitting very comfortably, so I like that. I have seen the Flex Fit caps from Bobbi Boss many times, and this one just isn't the same. And once again, it doesn't look like the Flex Fit caps usually do either. So I don't know what's going on with this cap, but it just reminds me of just a regular, ordinary weft cap. So I really can't speak on it to know if it's wrong or not, but yeah, that and the antibacterial just doesn't look like it normally would. So, but overall, the cap does have some stretchability, not like most of the other Flex Fit caps do, but it's okay. It's okay. She might be larger head friendly. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit on the fence with it, but she fits okay. I'll stop right there at that. But I do like this wig. I think she'd look great in other colors and everything. I forgot to count how many she comes available in, but she is also available in the peacock color, which is another one I really want to try sometime. So I like those OL colors. They're just really, really pretty. So I highly recommend them if you want to go for a vivid. But that's pretty much my review and recommendation for Becky. So guess what I'm giving her? Thumbs up. Fonzie thumbs up. I'm from Milwaukee, so that's where the Fonzie thing part comes in. But yeah, highly recommend her. I think a lot of people love her. I mean, she's been around for a little bit. She's not new, she's not old. She's, you know, one of those that I'd say is in the middle. But I finally picked her up, so I'm really happy about it. That's all I got. Thank you though for watching. I always do appreciate it, and I will catch you next time in my next video. So until then, bye-bye.